Marvel came to us and said, you know, we'd like you to give us some ideas and some concepts for the title sequence at the end of Avengers Age of Ultron. So we got the team together, we started roughing out all these different concepts and ideas. One that really stood out to all of us was this notion of, you know, a very dramatic, almost Greek-styled sculpture that felt like it was a monument.
The film was much about tribute, and actually when you see the film, there's a lot of other statues in the movie that are scattered throughout.
When we pitched it, we said, you know, let's honor, you know, the Avengers because they're saving the day. You know, they saved the day in the first one. Let's, you know, there's got to be some sort of way we can keep them in our memory. You know, we had inspiration from 9/11, you know, first responders, things like that. So we were like, you know, we tie in great with you know, with that mindset.
There's a scene very early on in the film where you see all of the heroes arranged in a way that's almost the exact inverse of this monument or heroic sculpture. We actually spent a few days taking visits to the Met and investigating all of the sculptures and looking at all the nuances in the way that, you know, a sculptor has to work with marble to render certain things such as hair and how certain transitions work, and where you see, you know, certain figures clutching another and making impressions on their skin, and these fantastical techniques that these unbelievable sculptors use to make these gorgeous works of art. And we're figuring out in our 3D software how to get the subsurface scattering of the light to really make the most of those little nuances and touches to make this feel like something that is, you know, not just epic and big, but deeply beautiful and moving. It is true marble, every element. You know, we have Iron Man flying through the air, but he has a big plume of smoke coming out of one of his thrusters that connects him or branches him to the base sculpture itself. We wanted to make sure that all of those things held through. Hawkeye, with his bow and arrow, doesn't actually have a string on his bow and arrow because there is not a single sculpture of a, you know, a archer that has that string in place. And it was also interesting because we ended up taking our 3D data that we had sculpted digitally to put that sculpture together and ended up handing that off to a company called Comic Cave, who are currently in the process of developing a real sculpture that you could own and have in your home.